Hi, and welcome to my presentation on Leader Profile Project. Today I will be talking about Stephen Paul Jobs. Steve Jobs was born on February 24th, 1955. At a very young age, he developed a very strong interest in electronics, but later on, he became a college dropout. He then founded Apple with Steve Wozniak. In 1985, because of his questionable leadership style, he was forced to leave Apple and he then founded Next. In 1997, because of the poor performance of Apple Company, Steve was invited back to Apple. And then lastly, for the next 15 years, Steve Jobs was able to turn Apple into one of the biggest companies in the world. Steve Jobs had all four managerial skills. In terms of technical skills, he had a strong interest in electronics because of his father, Paul. And then at the age of 12, he got an internship at HP. At the age of 18, he started to work at a video game company called Atari. He even developed an interest in typography. So all in all, he was very qualified for his job. In terms of interpersonal skills, Steve was known for his rude attitude for his employees. However, the reason why people were able to work with him was that Steve could motivate his employees very, very well. He had amazing conceptual skills, and he even launched a campaign, Think Different. Because of his conceptual skills, we got to see many, many great products such as iMac, iPod, and iPhone. And lastly, for his diagnostic skills, he was very good at that as well. When he came back to Apple in 1997, he realized that many of the products in Apple were useless. So he quickly discontinued the digital camera, Apple's video game console, and then Apple's portable CD player. In terms of his personality color, I think he's green because first of all, he had really strong technical skill, and then he had a great diagnostic skill. In terms of leadership style, I think he's a coercive leader because he had a very demanding and aggressive leadership style, and he always wants the best out of his employees. He is also he was also a perfectionist because he always wanted the best out of his employees. Lastly, for the leadership model, I think Steve Jobs fits perfectly into the produce or perish and transactional leadership model because Steve Jobs was a task-oriented leader. He wanted all the best from his employees, but he could still motivate his employees. That's why his employees would work for him. Why I chose Steve Jobs? I chose Steve Jobs mostly because he was a very unconventional leader. Unlike many of other people-focused leaders, Steve Jobs was a task-focused leader, but he was also able to succeed. So I found that very interesting. And Steve Jobs also had a great impact in the world, and the impact is still felt today. Questions that will ask Steve Jobs. I will ask him about his success. For example, how did he motivate people, and how did he become a great leader? But I think obstacles and challenges sometimes are more important than success. That's why I think I will also ask him how he overcame the obstacles and then what he could done better in his life. That's all. Thank you.